So now I request my mentor, Guru, Junior Kalam, Pride of Telugu to bless our budding engineers. Thank you.
Very good evening to everyone who is present here. Sri Gopalakrishna-Murthy ji, who is the chairman of this ACE Institute, and also the principal, Sri B.L. Raju of this college, the person behind all this entire meet, who has been here with us now talking about many things, Sri Naresh Indian from the Kalam Institute for Youth Excellence, all the other professors, faculty from this college or any other college, people who have come from various places, the volunteers of the Kalam Institute for Youth Excellence, and then the students primarily from this college ACE and also other colleges who have come here. Once again, very good evening to all of you and namaskar. I firstly like to thank and appreciate Sri Gopalakrishna-Murthy ji and Sri B.L. Raju and the entire team of ACE institution for facilitating this meet to happen today here in this auditorium and in this institute. I really appreciate for your kindness and supporting the boys and encouraging this. I also, actually we all should appreciate and support and then thank Sri Naresh Indian, the man who is behind this Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence, for organizing this event today here, making many people come over here and talk to you, share a lot of information, share a lot of knowledge, and then also inspire you. So let us give a big clap to all the three people who are sitting on the dais, Sri Gopalakrishna-Murthy ji, Sri B.L. Raju and Sri Naresh Indian. How has it been going on since morning? You all have been enjoying this? Sure? I am not hearing loud voice. Everything was good? And ISRO chairman spoke to you, Dr.Somnath? He spoke on VC or he came here? Very good. So next time we will ensure that for another meet, the ISRO chairman and also the DG CSIR and other people also come. We will also call even the principal scientific advisor also. We will call him also and try to see that all of you are addressed by these eminent personalities in the country. In fact, we have been thinking to have a very big student meet of all the institutions in and around Hyderabad, a full day event, huge event, 20,000-30,000 students, and then make all the laboratories, all the organizations in Hyderabad and other places to come and put big exhibitions. Let it be missiles, let it be others, let it be radars, let it be talking about IICT thing or NFC thing or various ECIL, BEL, HAL. So many people putting some huge exhibition of their products and everything, and students themselves feeling the exhibition, themselves seeing that, themselves somewhere operating it, and full day, and then call the eminent scientists, professors of the country. That day, morning to evening, like today, morning 9 o'clock it starts. Please guide them. We will have in Hyderabad a major program like this, and we will try to call some very important people in the country and try to address all of you and learn many things about it. This is one thing which will happen. Coming to the Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence, which has been promoting Kalam's ideas, Kalam's objectives and vision among the youth. When we talk about it, naturally I have to tell you about many things about Dr. Kalam. In fact, me personally, I have actually met Dr. Kalam in the year 1985. That time I was in Pune. I was in a defense institute. I was actually studying there more like as a fellowship course. In the year 1986, I came to Hyderabad. I was posted to DRDL, Defense Research and Development Laboratory, Hyderabad. And then I reported to Dr. Kalam, who was the director there. Dr. Kalam was the director of DRDL, Hyderabad. Dr. Kalam, after from ISRO, he came and joined as the director of the missile laboratory, which is called DRDL that time. So when this process, I have to tell you certain things about Dr. Kalam. Firstly, when I went to him to report, saying that, sir, I am posted to DRDL, I want to join here. So normally I thought he will tell me and he will post me to some division. So he first said, he gave a book to me. He said, ye book padh ke aa jao, you go and read this book and come back to me. So that is the first thing what he said. So giving a good book, asking you to go through it and read it. Then after 4 or 5 days I went to him. I read that book. I noted down some points. Then I told him, I read through this book. These are all the important points about this book and this. So then he said, good. And there is an important area of activity here, which is very important. I want you to work in that group. So I am posting you there. That group is navigation group. That is where he has posted me and started working there. Now, when we say about him, before Dr. Kalam coming to Hyderabad as director of DRDL, this country, we never had even a single missile. We didn't develop any missile by that time. People have been working and all that, but no single missile. So, after he coming, he felt that there are very good people who are very enthusiastic and who have zeal, who have capabilities. Looking at this, he thought we should take up a program where we can develop many missiles for the country. Here one thing very specifically I want to tell you. Dr. Kalam, he always tells you one thing, think big. Don't think incrementally better things. He always says, you actually think about sky, very high. And in his life, he has implemented that. To think about like this and to have very high vision or targets which are very high, you should have guts also. You should have courage. You have conviction. And you should have the motivation to do those things. So, normally any one of us, when the country doesn't have one missile also, our natural thinking will be that why not we develop one missile and take up a program, and then once we are successful on that, we will go ahead with many missiles. This is the nature. But whereas Dr. Kalam, he did not think like this. He thought completely different. He said, there are at least 5 missiles which are required for this country, and I want to develop all of them simultaneously, parallelly. I will not take up one by one. That conviction, he went to the Honorable Prime Minister that time and said, I want to develop 5 missiles, we don't have one missile also, and I am capable and I have my good team, I can develop all the 5 missiles simultaneously. And that is what is called IGMDP, Integrated Guided Missiles Development Program, which actually contains 5 missiles, Prithvi, Agni, Akash, Trishul, Nak. 5 missiles simultaneously developing program which he has taken up and identify 5 project directors and different ways of working and all that. So that is one thing, courage what you have to see. Second, there is another important thing. While this program started, He thought DRDL is a congested place and I need to have a world-class laboratory, huge big laboratory with various facilities. In fact, people said we should have a NASA-like laboratory. NASA, US may whatever the NASA space laboratory is there, that sort of a laboratory we should have in the country. So he conceived that idea. Parallelly, the 5 missiles work is going on. At the same time, acquired about 2,000 acres, about 10-15 kilometers away from DRDL, in a place called Imarat. And then, in that place, he conceived a huge project that time, which is called more than 100 crores worth of project, to build a laboratory called RCI, Research Center Imarat, which is spread in 2,000 acres and huge facility. That is a huge facility, big facility. And you see how he has done that also. For the foundation ceremony of that laboratory, he has invited the Prime Minister of the country. Honorable Prime Minister of the country came and laid the foundation stone for that. And when the facility was ready in the year 1988, he called President of India for inaugurating that laboratory. See the person how he is thinking. Foundation stone by the Prime Minister and inauguration by the President of the country for the same laboratory. 2 great personalities of the country have come. That is the thinking of Dr. Kalam. And then, 1988, the first Prithvi missile was tested. We didn't have any facility to test it. We didn't have a range at all. Where to test this missile? So we people went to Sriharikota, which is the ISRO launch center, Shar, and we tested the first Prithvi missile there. And that is the condition. So he thought, what is this? We should have our own test range. We should have a missile test range. So in the state of Orissa, in the district of Balasore district, a range has been conceived, which is called ITR Balasore, which is ITR Chandipur, and a range has been established there. Again you see, there is a 5 missiles development going on, there is a new laboratory constructed, the whole laboratory is shifted there, and then you are building a range there in Balasore, and first Agni he decided that let us test it from that range, not from Sriharikota. We should test it from that Orissa in our own range. So, 1988, the first missile of this country, the surface-to-surface missile, Prithvi, has been successfully tested from Sriharikota. And in the year 1989, the first missile, Agni, why it is called Agni is, Agni missile goes out of our Earth atmosphere and again enters into the atmosphere. When it enters into the atmosphere, there is a huge temperature created on that, which is somewhere around 2000 degrees, 3000 degrees temperature and all that. And with that temperature it enters, so that is why the name is also given as Agni missile. That missile is tested successfully in the year 1989 from Balasore, Chandipur, 22nd May. That is a great achievement for this country. You have tested Prithvi, you have tested Agni, you have established a new laboratory, RCI, you have established a range called ITR. See all the things, how simultaneously he thought about it. That is the greatness. Thinking great, thinking big, and trying to see that. And so, from there onwards, the country never looked back. Your one Prithvi has become Prithvi 1, Prithvi 2, and Dhanush. All the 3 have gone into services. Agni, what you have tested at the time, it has become Agni 1, Agni 2, Agni 3, Agni 4, and Agni 5 also. Agni 5 is the intercontinental ballistic missile which the country has tested. It's a great missile. Agni 5, when you are testing it, before the testing, the world generally people were telling, where is the India, they can make only small missiles, they don't have the capability, they may not be able to do, what are they don't have, Indians have that knowledge. This is the sort of a thinking what world was thinking about Agni 5. You see, after the Agni 5 successfully tested and very accurately going to the target, more than 5,000 kilometers, The same people who talked light about you are the people who are talking about you sarcastically because you are not proven by the time you are weak. The same people. We are aware that Indians have great capability. They can do this such a sort of missions. And we are also aware that they are peace-loving people. This is the statement which came from United States of America. Our friend other side, China, they said differently. India is saying only it is 5,000 kilometers. No, it is not 5,000 kilometers. It is more than 8,000 kilometers. That is what we know. This is what China has started saying. So this is the difference. People, you should know, when you are weak, people actually make sarcastic things or people mock at you. If you become strong, the same people start appreciating you, applauding you. That is what has happened with this, when we did this. So that is the greatness about the Agni 5. Similarly, one more thing I want to tell you. Primarily, I want to tell about Dr. Kalam. That is what Naresh was also asking me, tell more about Dr. Kalam. We have heard somebody, Srinivas and others are here from Brahmos. That Brahmos story I have to tell you. When we were doing Prithvi, when we were doing Agni, when we were doing Akash, every time what we were becoming is, by the time there were about 6 nations have done this type of a missile, only 6 countries. India was becoming one of those countries, 7th country we were becoming. Every time when you do a successful, India has become one of the 7 nations, is one thing what used to come. So after 4-5 tests or maybe 6-7 tests, one day when we were celebrating in DRDO, Dr. Kalam said, normally he says, hey funny guy, what are you doing? This is way of talking, hey funny fellow, what are you doing? This is used to be. So in that meeting he said, hey funny guys, what are you doing? Every time you test a missile, you become one of the 7 nations. Ye kya hai 7, 7, 7 every time? I want you to make one. First one in the world. That is what I want to see. This is what he said. So, that is how the BrahMos missile has come. India, Russia joined together. We have developed technologies. They have also developed technologies. Then our river Brahmaputra, their river Moskva river, these two have been combined and brought a name like our Brahmastra, BrahMos, a name has been brought, and then jointly developed and successfully tested this missile. When we successfully tested this missile, that was the only supersonic missile, cruise missile in the entire world. India, Russia jointly done the first missile, making the vision of Dr. Kalam a reality. That is the day he felt extremely happy. He said that, I am truly happy. You have made India number 1. I am extremely happy. This is what he said. So he wanted many more missions like this. When he was in the DRDO, not just missiles development, I want to see many more things. He wanted to see that people get benefited out of these things. Let me work on some medical devices. So he worked for handicapped people, making light material aids, which actually for the handicapped people who use it. Then he worked on stunts with our Somraju, who was there at the time in Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences, made stunts which was called Kalam Raju stunt. Then also we worked, I was also part of it, to work on a pacemaker, which actually works for the heart. So this is the thinking. We should work on multiple areas, particularly for the benefit of the people working on medical devices. See, thinking of a person who came from a very small place, in a small house. Anybody has gone to Rameshwaram here? Raise the hands who has gone to Rameshwaram. So did you see Kalam's house? Whoever has gone to Rameshwaram, did you see Kalam's house? You have seen a small house in a small narrow lane, no? A chota sa ghar. And he studied in a government school. From such a small family coming, studied in a government school, you see how thought process of the man has become that I want to make the nation, this India, as world leader. That is the thought process what he has got. After that, he became the scientific advisor to Raksha Mantri. When he became the scientific advisor to Raksha Mantri, that means he has gone above missiles, the whole defense of the country. You see then the programs what he has started. The Arjun tank, the main battle tank Arjun. We have been importing only the tanks from Russia, T-72, T-90 and all that. We should develop our own Arjun tank. That's how Arjun tank is there with us today. Similarly, aircraft. Wanted to develop an aircraft. Which aircraft? Anybody can tell that what is the aircraft we have developed in the country? Fighter aircraft. Which aircraft India has developed? LCA Tejas. The Tejas fighter aircraft, he wanted that aircraft to be taken up in a big way and push it. And so that is how today India became the 6th nation in the world which has developed a fighter aircraft, LCA Tejas, and now Indian Air Force is buying 123 numbers of such aircrafts, whichever never Indian Air Force has purchased in such a large number. LCA is being produced by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited here in this country. Lots of countries are asking now. Worldwide, many countries are asking that we want to have this LCA. Similarly, we have developed our own main battle tank, Arjun. So this is the thought process what he has got, a great thought process by which it is. Another important program. If suppose Pakistan or somebody sends a missile on us, I want to attack that missile in the air itself and kill there itself without getting any problem to us. That is called ballistic missile defense. By the time only 3 nations were working on such a program. I am not talking about successful. Working on that, India became the 4th country to work on that. And our program of the BMD, ballistic missile defense, is a successful program. A successful program, great program. So this is the thought process what he has got. Great thought process. And that is how he could become the President of India. See, when I became a scientific advisor in 2015, I went to Delhi. And Kalam Sahab was in the number 10 Rajaji Marg. He was living in that house. As soon as I went there, he said, "Hey, Satheesh, you come to me one day." So after 1 week after assuming charge, I went to him. And he said, "Come coolly, we have to spend time." He took me to the library in the first floor. Sat for 2 hours. 2 hours. What are you doing? What you are thinking? What you should do? What are the new things you should develop? What are the first of its kind things you should develop? How you should do? I am talking about to you in 2015, he talked to me a reusable missile. A missile should go, deliver there and come back. This is the thing he told me in 2015. This is the type of a thought process. 2 hours sitting with me and explaining me what all you should do. Unfortunately, 1 month later, we had the sad demise of Dr. Kalam while he was delivering a talk in IIM Shillong. Just 1 month later. So that is the type of a personality. In fact, he had greatness in his demise also, in his death also. A man who has been always trying to talk to students and youngsters and young scientists, young students and all that. A man, while delivering a talk like this to the students, collapsing there, what a life, what anything else needed in the life. You are delivering your wish, what you are trying to do. You are delivering a talk to IIM Shillong people and you had your last breath. That is the greatness of the personality, Dr. Kalam, who has brought us these great things to this country. We all should remember him. We all should actually go through his vision. We all should work for his vision, making India number 1 in the world. That is the dream of him. We will all do. Jor se, we will all make India number 1. We will all make India technologically the greatest country. Jor se, I am not getting that, Josh. Again I am asking you, we will all make this country as number 1 in the world. Very good. See, I will tell you now. After that, country has done some great things. Some great successes you should know. See, we were importing guns earlier. You all must have heard about Bofors gun. We were importing. Then, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji said, no imports. Everything you have to make here in this country. No imports at all. So people started working. We all worked day and night, made many major missions successful. Last year, 15th of August on our Independence Day, Prime Minister speaks from the Red Fort. While Prime Minister of the country is speaking, there will be ceremonial guns fired. If you will see the TV, there will be guns fired. That day, our own Indian-made gun was fired first time from the Red Fort in India. So,
Hello guys, everyone. Guys, say hello. Hello, hi, good morning. Hello, hi, good morning, namaste. Cheppandi. Hello, hi. Okay. I hope today you all will enjoy this event, Inspire Hyderabad 2023, by sharing the knowledge, by gaining the knowledge, and by some interesting things. You all will today enjoy I hope today you all will enjoy more and more. Okay.
National Security Advisor, Sri Ajit Dovalji, we went there. That is talking about we should do an anti-satellite test. Not for anything else. Prime Minister was very clear that India has the very capabilities. We have a lot of knowledge. We have a lot of brains. And world should recognize that we have such great capabilities. Such a very important test should be done to create the impact in the world and to also create confidence in our own people in this country that we can do great missions. So he said, do an anti-satellite test. Launch a satellite, launch a missile, hit that satellite in the space with very accurately, and said that such a mission you should do in 2 years, not longer period. Until you do the test, no one should know. This is what he has dictated. Our scientists, primarily who are in Hyderabad, for the next 2 years, they work day and night. Every day night till 3 o'clock they work. Every day midnight at 1 o'clock I used to take a review. Midnight 1 to 2 I take a review, and every day people leave at 3 o'clock. And on 27th of March 2019, India has launched a missile which has gone into the space, which is in the low Earth orbit, and hit the satellite with 3 centimeters accuracy. 3 centimeters accuracy. See the thing. As soon as the test is over, within 3 minutes, Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji called us, said, congratulations bhai, you have done a great thing. Then he came on TV. He announced to the world, he announced to the Indian nation that we have done a test like this, hitting a satellite in the low Earth orbit and destroying the satellite, and we have proven our technological capability is the one what he has announced. With the test, after Russia, America and China, India became the 4th nation in the world. That is the greatness. So there are things which have happened so much. We have developed our own aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier means it is a huge ship. And that aircrafts can land, aircrafts can take off. This is built by India. Cochin Shipyard Limited in Cochin that has built it with indigenous content more than 80% in that. India has built. Now today India can build any ship. And I want to tell you, today India has become so strong, we are confident, self-reliant in missiles, radars, sonars, torpedoes, electronic warfare systems, AWACS systems, armored vehicles, guns, fighter aircrafts, and communication systems, ships, submarines, helicopters. All these things, this country is self-reliant today. We don't need anything from outside. This is the status the country has come. We were importing many things earlier. Prime Minister said, I don't want to import. I want you to export. So now we started exporting. Friends, I want to you should give big claps for that. This year, we have exported $2 billion worth. 16,000 crores worth of equipment country has exported Indian defense equipment. There are hundreds of countries which are coming to India now saying that we want your equipment. Yours is cheaper, yours is good, yours is better, we want it. So there are lots of countries which are coming like this. This is a sea change. Country is transforming itself from a leading importer to a leading exporter today. There is a contribution of youngsters in a big way in this. The youth of this country is doing marvelous things in this. I want to tell you a couple of statistics to you. Earlier, our premier institutes in engineering are what? IITs. Yes? Most of the people who are coming out of our IITs, 75% to 80% of the people, they were all going abroad after the BTech. That was the scenario earlier. Now today, the latest statistics say that more than 75% of the IIT students are staying back here in the country. This is a sea change. They are all here. They are not going out. This is one thing. Most of the people are coming out with the startups. Everyone has a startup now today. Every student is starting a startup. That is thanks to many colleges and institutions and universities in the country which has come out with incubation centers where college students go out. They don't need to establish an industry. They go to this incubation center. They have an idea, work on that. That becomes an industry. Friends, I want to tell you, in the year 2016, there were just 461 startups in this country. Just 461. This year now, as per the records of the government of India, 90,000 startups are there in this country. 90,000. And most of them are youngsters. Most of them are youngsters like you. Today I can tell you, young people, 23 years old, 22 years old, 24 years old, people are coming out with marvelous things. There is a young boy, 24 years old boy. He has come out with an interplanetary motion satellite car propulsion system. He worked on green propulsion. He worked on electric propulsion. And the world is coming to him saying that you want, give us the technology. Youngsters. There is a boy in Hyderabad, again 24 years old boy. For our missiles like Agni and all that, where very high temperature materials are required, he said, I will develop and give me an opportunity. We gave an opportunity to him. He developed a higher temperature material for this, composite material, and he has established in GDMET a big industry. Our friend came from Dhruva Aerospace here. He must be here somewhere. Is there somewhere? Dhruva Aerospace. They are making satellites. You have heard Skyroot. They are having launch vehicles. They are developing launch vehicles like ISRO. Again, young boys, 25, 26 years old boys. Artificial intelligence, cyber security. You must be hearing something called technology called quantum technology. Quantum communication. DRDO took the help of a young boy, young startup, IIT Delhi, and established the quantum communication on dark fiber over 100 kilometers. First time in the world, 100 kilometers quantum communication has been established. That is the help of with a youngsters like you. So this is the change what is coming out of youngsters today. There are lots of schemes which are coming support to you. There is a scheme in Ministry of Defence called IDEX, which supports up to 10 crore rupees to any startup. Through even incubation centers, if they are there in this college like ACE also, 10 crore rupees can be given to them for an innovation. In DRDO, there is a scheme called Technology Development Funding. That technology development funding can give up to 50 crore rupees to any startup like this. Any youngster like you, you come out with a brilliant idea. That idea to make it a product, 50 crore rupees will be given by DRDO by a scheme called Technology Development Funding. I want you to repeat it. What is the scheme? Technology Development Funding. Can you say once again? So you should go through this. IDEX, technology development, come out with ideas. I want to tell you one more change. About 10-15 years back, anybody was thinking, I want to make an item which I can supply to DRDL, I can supply to ECIL, I can supply it to HAL, I can supply it to Bell or BHEL like this. No, it is not the thinking now in the youngster's mind. Their competition is global, world competition. He wants his idea, his product to be bought by an American or a French man or a Germany man or a Japanese man. So the thinking is, I want to make a product which is globally competitive product. This is the mindset in the youngsters today, which is changed now. That is why you see now, most of the startups, you see at Hyderabad also, they are all funded by the people from outside. People from America, people from Singapore, people from Dubai, people from London. They are all coming and hundreds of crores they are investing into our startups. Why they are investing? Because the ideas are great. The thought process which is going great. The outcome of the technologies is going to be great. That is why they are coming, because this is going to be a globally competitive product. This is a sea change. So all of you here who are here, you also should come out with ideas. Great thinking. That I should do something in my life. I should become something great. This is what you should think definitely. Every October 15th of every year, DRDO context, dream that I want to become a great scientist, great engineer, I want to invent something great, I want to become something great, I have to make something which is great. That is the dream he wanted. You dream that I want to become that, or you dream that I want to make something like this, and after that you will be working very seriously to make it. So taking that idea, every year DRDO conducts one contest called Dare to Dream, where people have to come out with ideas. And the ideas are evaluated. Best ideas are given lots of awards and rewards. And if the people wants to use that, they are giving this technology development funding also to convert that idea into a product. Every year. You all should participate in that. Will you participate? You will go through the Dare to Dream contest now? Now, please raise your hands, all of you, that I want to come out with a great idea and a great product. No, all of you should raise. Definitely. You are all promising you will come out with a great idea, a great product. And you say that one thing. I will again tell about Dr. Kalam. One sentence which I want you to tell also. When I became director RCIH here, Research Center MRL, it happened to be that he was here that day, Dr. Kalam here. So he called me. Hey guy, you take a notebook. I brought a notebook. Write down, he said. So I was thinking, I became a director, what is this? He is asking me to write all these things and all that. He said, write. What I will be remembered for. What I will be remembered for. That is what he said. You write down. And now you work out how you will be remembered for. So you all have to do something where you, if you belong to A. Singh College or other colleges, whichever college, your college will be remembering you always. So you all should say what I will be remembered for. Will you write today? Go home. Take a notebook. Same thing what I have done. You all should write what I will be remembered for. And write down what I will do. And you should work for it. Will you work for it? You will write it today. Very good. So you all should become great. They're all great people from India who have become CEOs of Microsoft, Google, this, that, and all those things are there. You also should become. There is nothing. Anybody who has come from here, you see Dr. Kalam has gone from Ramanathapuram or Rameshwaram, he has become the President of India. There are many people. Modi Sahab, you see, Prime Minister, he came from a normal thing, a chaiwala, to Honorable Prime Minister he has become. So there are great people. You all also should think. Nothing, it is all there in your mind what you think. The moment you think I will achieve this, if you win your mind, you will be able to win. So have that vision, put your target, very high target, and then work for it. Here I always tell one thing, which I think around 2013 or 14 in combined state of Andhra Pradesh, there were some two important people were there. I always say about them. There was a police boss, the Director General of Police here in Andhra Pradesh, that time combined Andhra Pradesh. He was son of a lowest employee of the police, which is the constable, is son of a constable, and he has become the police boss. Similarly, in the Road Transport Corporation, APSRTC, the MD of the Road Transport Corporation was son of a conductor, which is the lowest employee. You see, lowest employee's son has become the highest employee of that, or highest boss of that place. So you also should think. You should become very big. You should become very big, you should do very big things and become great people. Are you sure? Very good. All the best to you. Jai Hind. Namaskar.